Dr. Joshi, I want to ask you, what is so special about this garlic? You have mentioned earlier on that it's only grown in the Himalayas mountain. Can it be grown in any other region in the world? Say in China?
In fact, we tried out the same garlic into various places which has got a similar environment like Himalaya. But with the hard luck, we couldn't grow this particular garlic anywhere else in the world. The reason could be the soil which is there in the Himalaya. The reason could be the weather. The reason could be the oxygen depleted area. This garlic has affinity to grow in those areas. This could be the reason is the growth of this particular garlic.
When did you first discover this garlic?
4.5 years back, we had one of the person who had a myocardial infarction attack. We took him to hospital, and he got discharged after a couple of days. And then he went back to his native place. And on returning, we found him to be perfect in his health.
And his native place was in the mountains.
Yeah, he lives in Himalayan mountains. So on his returning, we found that he is totally healthy without any medication.
After how long?
That was after 3 months of time. So we asked him that what exactly are you taking. He showed us this garlic, that this is what we take when we get sick.
And after that, what happened? You found this garlic and you went to the region to...
Yes, I went to then... I asked him the address where exactly he lives, and I went there with my team and I found out this garlic. And when I look at this garlic, I'm very surprised because this is, as you know, that this look like peanuts, but it has got very hard shell around. So this is, a totally new look. We can never think that garlic can be like this. Because usually when you think of the garlic, you have an impression in your mind of the cooking garlic or the kitchen garlic. But this is a uniquely look garlic. So that has, led us to think that what is so special about this garlic.
And from then on, you took this garlic and you did a clinical trials on it. And how do you go about conducting this trial?
When we perform the clinical trial, my clinic is always flooded with the patients. So what we do that we pick up some group of patients.
How many people?
Around 600 patients initially we picked up. Those who has got, we have categorized those patients. Some of having already high cholesterol level, some of the normal individuals, and some group we have used for the control trial. So we have given some were given the only one birds of the garlic, some were given the 2 birds. So depending on that, we did a double-blind clinical trial. It is called double-blind clinical trial. So randomized double-blind clinical trial. We followed the international guidelines for the clinical trial, and we found we used to give the garlic to those individuals who are the volunteers. And after a month or after 2 months, we repeatedly called them to see or monitor their cholesterol level. So we discovered that the cholesterol level...
That means your clinical study was concentrated in cholesterol study.
Yeah, in fact, this garlic has a lot of good effects, but so far so as we could give only the cardiovascular part, as in we picked up the cardiovascular effect of this particular garlic, and we wanted to put it in the scientific data. So we picked up only the cardiovascular part, and over the period of time we found that not only the cardiovascular part, this garlic affects any other areas. But for example, as I said that this causes the vasodilation, the blood vessels dilate.
Is that the main property of this garlic, that it dilates the vessel?
Yes, this is a main property of this particular garlic. So when it dilates the small blood vessels, any organ in the body gets nourished.
Will benefit?
Yes, benefit.
Okay.
So like asthma also, it works very good because it dilates the blood vessels of the alveoli, where your oxygen saturation is take place. Another areas I would say that for brain it is very good. So very good tonic, because as you know that this grows into the oxygen depleted area. So the subject can survive with the little amount of oxygen. So when this is given, this boosts the oxygenation of the blood.
You were saying that this plant, there's a little bulb that grows in the middle of the stem of this garlic.
Right.
It is because of this bulb that draws the nutrients from the soil to the leaves.
Exactly.
In a depleted oxygen environment.
Exactly.
So is your observation that by consuming this garlic, it dilates the blood vessels in the human body?
Yes.
And the human being needs lesser oxygen to do ordinary work.
Yes.
And therefore, when you take this garlic, it's observed, you think, that it gives energy to the people.
Exactly.
Mr.
Henry, I'll tell you one experiment what we did we wanted to prove that how does this garlic dilate the capillaries of the plant. So we took out the garlic from the center of the plant, and plant died. So when
without that garlic,
plant cannot survive, because this is the garlic. At the same time, if you the chemical analysis, we found that this garlic has not those nutrients which is required for that plant. So this has got only those nutrients which is enough to dilate the capillaries of the plant. So we picked up the same center filling of that particular plant, and we used for the human being. So ultimately, like we will be able to prove that how exactly it works on the body and how it dilates the blood vessels.
Would you say that in this stand there's only one bulb?
Yeah.
And in the roots there are many bulbs.
There are many bulbs in the roots, but that is also, I'll explain you what it is actually. In the center you find the two close together. At the same time there are many bulbs under the ground. But even after that particular bulb also, the roots move ahead. So those bulbs also act as the same. It absorbs the nutrients from the soil, put it to this particular bulb, and this bulb send it to a central bulb of the plant, and that's how it goes to the top. So you see how the nature works. This is what the plants.
So this is a survival response of the plant. How is this plant cultivated and grown? When do you seed it and when do you harvest it?
Exactly. The harvesting season, the seeding season is in the September, where there is a nearly -4 temperature.
-4.
-4. And as you know, the Himalayas will always loaded with the snow. But this is not on the top of the Himalaya. This is somewhere in the midway of the 6,000 feet of the Himalaya. So what happened? They do the seeding with the soil, and they have to remove the snow in order to grow this particular garlic. Then the seeding is done. And every day they have to remove the snow, because that plant has to come out.
The seed comes from this seed?
Yeah, this is the seed. Yeah, this is the seed. This
is the same garlic that we consume. The same garlic we use as seed. So in September
we do the seeding period. Okay. Then we keep on removing the snow and see to it that the plant come out. If plant doesn't come up, that means
because during September, October, November, it's snowing.
Snow increases. Yeah.
So the farmer has to remove the snow to ensure the plant grows. Okay, after that, what happens?
After that, the maturity comes at around February or March, where the whole plant is nearly 3 feet in height with the central bulb and everything. But I'll tell you one very striking thing. This bulb, the center bulb, is located somewhere 1 feet height of the ground level. So till 1 feet height, the growth is very good. And then this garlic starts developing every area. And from this garlic, another upper part of the plants comes. So this particularly takes place somewhere into the December. And after December, a couple of months to have a upper part of development.
Of the plant. So in other words, after December, half the plant is in the snow, and the other half is above the snow, with the center bulb above the snow.
Exactly.
And then
the March is the harvesting season.
March is fully grown, and you cultivate in March.
Yeah, and that is also kind of technique. They hold the plant particular position. They are the expert enough, and they pull it in such a way so that the bulbs do not remain under the ground.
I see. And so this garlic has been consumed locally. Has it been exported?
So far, as it is not been exported, because
why is it not exported?
Yeah, because world has not discovered the scientific values of this garlic. Okay. Because so far as the local.
Is it because of your Joshi Research Institute is the main organization to let the world know about this garlic?
Yes, exactly. It is not only the Joshi Research Institute. When we picked up this particular garlic, we sent it across to a Queensland University in Australia, Brisbane. So they are also simultaneously.
When was this that you sent
it? It was done in 1.5 years back. In fact, before this.
And what are they doing now?
They are doing active clinical trials. They have done the analysis.
Similarly as what you have done?
No, those are like Queensland University. They are nearly 100 times better than what we are.
Okay.
Right. So their clinical trial is much more modernized and with the help of modern techniques, equipment.